What's up with y'all boys and girls, man? Hey, it's Jay Briggs here continuing to cook up this NBA action, man. Y'all know we do. We're on the jam session. We cook up every single game, every single day. Money making Thursday, ladies and gentlemen. Second day of the new year. And yesterday we started the year off on the absolute right foot. We hit every single game here on the jam session, man. As I tell y'all all the time, as soon as I go cold, the OGs will tell you there's an absolute heater on the back end of that, man. Let's do it, bro. That's how you start the new year. And let's keep the momentum rolling forward. I appreciate y'all that continue to rock with me, man. It really means the world to me, man. Little do y'all know, I'm just trying to make some money betting hoops, man. Doing what I love to do, which is bet NBA basketball and help you guys make some money bet NBA basketball. Shout out to all y'all that sent me the kind messages last night. Shout out to all y'all that made y'all a couple hundred, couple thousand last night, man. Let's keep it rolling. Let's keep the momentum rolling forward. Not a huge card tonight, a solid card, though. And y'all know the drill, man. I'm finna cook it up and try to smash it per usual. If you appreciate the work that I do, all I ask is that you smash that like button for me. You subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And as I always say, man, if you're rocking with me, rock with me. I'm active on Instagram and Twitter all day long. There's a link for both in the description below. And, of course, I have premium plays over at the site. Money Making Thursday, ladies and gentlemen. Second day of the year. Let's keep the momentum rolling forward. Let's do what we do, which is kick the crap out of the books. Without further ado, man, let's hop right into tonight's NBA action. First game of the day. We're in Miami, where the Indiana Pacers are 1.5-point home dogs. Miami, they got a win yesterday and a cover as sizable home favorites as they beat up on the New Orleans Pelicans in that one. But now they're on the back end of a back-to-back. No travel, but they do have to get up and play a good Indiana Pacers team. The Heat have performed really well when favorites on a back end of a back-to-back. They've won 6 straight games. We talked about that on 7 free picks in just 5 minutes. But like I said on that show, just because the betting tools say they like it, don't mean I like it. Y'all know me personally, I hate taking teams on back end of back-to-backs. I'm on Indiana outright on the money line. That's my opinion. I think the Pacers, A, are just the better team anyway. B, coming here with the rest advantage. C, I think they're underrated and undervalued because of their full season numbers. That is not who Indiana is right now currently, in my opinion. They were terrible to start the season, but over the last month, this team has played much better basketball, especially on the road. Their last 5 games was a tough 5-game gauntlet, so I'm not surprised that their record in the last 5 looks the way it looks. Most teams' record will look that way going through that 5-game stretch Indiana just came out of. But here, I like the spot for them with the rest advantage. We seen them beat Miami in the last game. Miami did win the first meeting this season. I'm on Indiana. I'm just taking, in my opinion, the better team, who's underrated, overvalued. Miami, I still think this team is on the cusp of blowing up, and I wouldn't be shocked if they dropped this game tonight. Give me the Pacers outright, money line, here in our first game of the day. Next game up. We're in Minnesota. We're the house of disappointment. The Timberwolves are 4.5-point home dogs with the defending champs. The Boston Celtics rolling in. Believe it or not, I'm staying in the house of disappointment tonight. I'm on the Minnesota Timberwolves plus the points. I like the spot and situation for them. Bounce back game at home that also happens to be a revenge game. I know it's one of my favorite spots and situations in the NBA. Minnesota. Hey, they competed with Boston earlier this season in Boston. The Celtics did win that game, but they won it by 2. 107-105. I don't trust the Celtics from a money-making perspective this season. Short, sweet, simple. You see on your screen, 13-20 against the number. I know Minnesota's terrible, but Minnesota's usually terrible because they're laying points. They've been overrated, overvalued. They're finally properly rated, and I think they come in here and have a legitimate chance to win this game outright. Boston has been terrible this season following a win from an ATS perspective, and that's exactly where they find themselves tonight. Just to play on the spot, play on the situation. I think Minnesota competes just like they did in Game 1 versus Boston. This time, they have extra motivation. It's a bounce-back game at home that also happens to be a revenge game. Give me the points in my back pocket with Minnesota, and I'll also sprinkle on the outright money line. We keep it rolling. Next game up, we're in Milwaukee, where the Bucks are sizable home favorites in this one, man. Milwaukee laying 13.5 points on the Brooklyn Nets. If you're on OG here on the jam session, you know there's no way in hell I'm laying 13.5 points with Milwaukee. The reason Milwaukee has been so terrible from a money-making perspective the last couple seasons is because of spots like this, where they're just overrated and overvalued. This is a game Milwaukee comes in here, goes through the motions, and probably wins by 4 or 5 points at best. I understand it's a really favorable spot for them. It's a revenge game as Brooklyn beat them in the most recent meeting. Brooklyn actually leads the season series this season 2-1. This will be the last and final game these two teams play each other, unless they match up in the playoffs. But Brooklyn, we know they ain't making it. So last meeting between these two teams this season. I also understand it's a terrible spot for the Nets on a back end of a back-to-back with travel. They got aired out yesterday by Toronto in Toronto. They have to come out of another country, go through customs. I get it. It's not a really good spot for the not for the Raptors, for the Nets. But that still doesn't mean you lay 13.5 with Milwaukee. It doesn't mean that. It doesn't mean that whatsoever. I think Brooklyn comes in here and competes just like they have all season long. It wouldn't shock the hell out of me if Brooklyn beat them again and won the season series 3-1. It wouldn't shock the hell out of me. I ain't saying I'm betting it, but it wouldn't shock me. I'd rather have 13.5 points in my back pocket, though, with a team that's been really sneaky from an ATS perspective and has been a money-making team this season. Give me the Brooklyn Nets plus the points. Here it is. Let's keep it rolling. Next game up, we got our favorite money-making team, the Oklahoma City Thunder Buddies. They're laying 9.5 points on the Los Angeles Clippers, and I'm laying it. No way in hell I want to be on the other side of Oklahoma City. These boys are balling right now. They're on an absolute tear. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander looks like the MVP. And they're our favorite money-making team for a reason. When this team gets to rolling, there's no way we're fading them. They've been a money-making machine the last 3 seasons combined. I know the Clippers have been a solid money-making team this season as well, but they have not matched up well with the Thunder this season. Thunder kicked the crap out of them the first meeting, 105-92, and then they beat them the second game as well, 134-128. I will say both of those games were back in November, early November. So these two teams are kind of playing different than they were then, but I still think we're likely to get the same result. A dominant Oklahoma City Thunder Buddies win. Money-making machine. Our favorite money-making team for a reason. Thunder Buddies for life. Really no reason for me to overcomplicate it, man. The Thunder have been on an absolute tear, and until they cool down, you know we're definitely riding with them. Give me the Thunder, laying the points. Here in this. Let's keep it rolling. Next game up, we're in Golden State where the Warriors are 3.5-point home favorites over the Philadelphia 76ers. Believe it or not, I took the Sixers yesterday. They were my top play of the day. Man, they tried to give away the bag there late in the end, but they covered. Shout out to them. We want to continue to fade Sacramento, the number 1 team on the do not bet list, especially as sizable favorites. I thought it was just a really good spot to grab the points with Philadelphia yesterday. But in the grand scheme of things, Philadelphia is still a fade. And we're fading them tonight. I don't like the spot and situation for them. On the back end of a back-to-back with travel, heading to Golden State. Golden State desperately needs a bounce-back game. This team has been free-falling over the last month or so. It's just a bad spot for Philadelphia. Golden State desperately needs a bounce-back game. I'm not totally in love with this game right now currently because of all the injuries in this game. You've got to keep an eye on this injury report throughout the day. But as I sit here right now, the line seems to indicate that the main guys for Golden State are going to play, and forced to play, it would be Golden State for me here. Bounce back spot at home, at the crib. Terrible spot for Philadelphia on the back end of a back-to-back with travel, a team we want to fade anyway. Give me Golden State. I'll lay the points here in this one. Last and final game of the night, we got the Los Angeles Lake Show Lakers at home, at the crib, with the Portland Trail Blazers rolling in. I've kind of been following a simple formula when it comes to the Lakers. As dogs, I can take them. They seem to hoop and play well in those situations. But as extended favorites, no, sir. Not me. Can't do it. Won't do it. I'm on Portland plus the points in this one. Portland, they've been a decent little money-making team this season. As you see on your screen, 16-15-1 against the numbers. Sneaky in certain spots and situations. And I think this is another one of those. Just too many points to lay with the Lakers. The Lakers, of course, are the better basketball team. But that doesn't mean we look to lay extended numbers with them in these style spots. So give me the Blazers. Don't want to overcomplicate it. Lakers as a dog, I can bet them. Lakers maybe even as a short favorite, we can bet them. But Lakers as extended favorites, no, sir. Can't do it. Won't do it. So give me Portland here in our last and final game of the night. And that's going to conclude this episode of my NBA Jam Session. As always, I appreciate each and every one of you that continue to tune in and watch this video. Money Making Thursday, ladies and gentlemen. Let's keep the momentum rolling forward. We absolutely kicked the crap out of the books yesterday to start the new year off on the right foot. A complete sweep. Man, let's keep the momentum rolling forward. As I tell y'all all the time, when I go cold, there's almost always an absolute heater on the back end of that, man. The OGs here on the show will tell you. I'm not just making this up, bro. This is truth. This is fact. And yesterday we swept the card. So let's try to stay hotter than fish grease. Let's make some money tonight. Of course, you can scoop up my NBA play of the day over at Pickdawgz Premium. You can hop on something long term. You can follow me on Instagram and Twitter. Check out 7 free picks in just 5 minutes. I brought that back, Mitch edition, just like the way Mitch used to do it. Jay edition, but just the way Mitch used to do it. So check that out for me, man. We're going to try to do that show now on the daily as well. It's been your guy, Jay Briggs, man. Props. I know, no props today. They'll be back tomorrow. Don't kill me. But let's make some money today, man. Let's stay red hot. Let's continue to do what we do, which is kick the crap out of the books betting hoops, man. It's been your guy, Jay Briggs. I'm out of here. Peace.